In December 2019, a pneumonia outbreak that started in Wuhan, China, had spread rapidly to the entire world. The World Health Organization declared it a coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic on March 11, 2020. As a precaution, the government of Uganda initiated a lockdown and recommended all people across Uganda to stay home in order to stop the spread of COVID-19. As a result, schools and businesses closed, people lost jobs, vulnerable households were affected more, with high chances of children engaging in child labor. Child labor is a global problem. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, 70% of the majority of child labor worldwide is found in the agriculture sector. Estimates from the National Household Survey of 2016-2017 revealed that a total of 2,048,000 children out of the 8,973,000 aged 5 to 17 were engaged in some form of child labor, representing 14% of all children in Uganda. In July 2021, Nascent Research and Development Organization entered into an agreement with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in support of the MDF-funded project known as Supporting Governments in Addressing Child Labor for Sustainable Agriculture Transformations in COVID-19 Economic Recovery. Nascent RDO made progressive efforts towards addressing the root causes of child labor through a project known as Piloting Income Generating Activities, also known as PIGA IGS project.
In Achorichor, that's Amda district, we conducted the pilot in 2 villages, that is Iwakai and Locholi. And in Moroto, we implemented the pilot in 2 villages, that is Naturongole and Kaleuro.
We visited one of the beneficiaries, John Lokoki, that was trained in motor vehicle mechanics. We found him in his garden and he showed us around before we got back to his garage in the village center. Yes. My name is Lokoki John. I live in Kaleuro. I'm a mechanic here in Kaleuro, Tapachi sub-county. This is my garden and this is my land, which belonged to my father. I am using this land to support my family. If I've not gone to the garage, I come to my garden because it is my source of income. Agriculture is easy and possible when there is rain. After the season, I can sell one tin of peanuts and get some money. That's part of how I can afford taking children to school and buying medication. With my knowledge in mechanics, my life has become easy. My garage has been a very good help because it sustains me when I'm not farming. Before joining the mechanics training, I was in Amita prison. I was arrested in 2019. I used to be a cattle raider and a warrior. We would raid cattle from Amodat, Nakapiripirit, Napak and Moroto. When I was released on January 25th, 2021, I had lost everything and my life was hard. My children were suffering with no support. I owe Nascent RDO because they lifted me from this mess. They trained me and now I run my own garage. Currently, it is the only garage in Kaleuro. I even train other people here. When I am not around, they even help me and assist me. I have many customers. So far, there are 8 people learning. They have become very many, but I can't chase them away. They have become a group learning from each other. Mechanics has contributed a lot to my farming initiatives. Without it, I don't know how I would have survived. I want to thank you so much for making me a better person. Thank you for empowering me with startup kits. Please continue the good work.
We had 7 vessel groups in the 2 villages. It was an approach that actually the community had appreciated. Currently, the vessels are existing. Some of them are continuing with the savings. We always in touch with them and we are monitoring how they are actually progressing with their savings.
My name is Selina Kwamama. I'm a mother of 5 children. One is studying in Kenya across the border and others here in Uganda. After the training of the Maendeleo VSLA group, we were given a savings box. We continued to save money even after the project ended. The VSLA group has been of much help. We got trainings on how to make many things like viverenge and G-nuts, and I have been earning money since then. It is very marketable. We prepare it and sell it at 500 shillings in small packs. The money I get helps me even in my garden during the season. The organization gave us a new sampler that helps us when the farming season starts. If it's time for weeding, I still borrow money from the VSLA group and return it back later. It's really helpful. I think NAS and RDO should come back to add more groups for training. It is very beneficial. My name is Nakura Veronica. I'm 23 years old. I come from Kaleuro. I didn't have any interest and knowledge of group saving, but now I know the advantages. I can now get about 10,000 shillings and solve my challenges.
We also supported farmer field school groups that had started undergoing learning supported by other organizations, some of whom are funded by FAO, for example, C&D Interpatch. All the 95 members of the 4 farmer field school groups supported by the PIGA IGS project trained in post-harvest handling and marketing of agricultural crops to reduce on-wastage in the field. Members also trained in the management and control of aflatoxin during storage and drying of maize and cassava because it leads to the loss in quality of the harvest and ultimately leading to poor marketability.
I'm Patrick. I work with NASCENT Research and Government Organization. And among the aspects that we were looking at, one of the interventions was the farmer field schools. And we trained them how to take care of the garden, how do you nursery bed, where do you buy the seeds.
Our high-impact interventions were economic and livelihood diversification, which allowed communities to explore economic opportunities. Homeschooling, an avenue we used to mobilize children to stay motivated in school. Skilling, which enhanced the capacity of young people to explore decent work opportunities. And community education and awareness on child labor.
To ensure the sustainability of interventions of the PIGA project in Moroto and Amudat district, we worked with community resource persons. Those are the community mobilizers and the teachers selected from within the communities. We started working with them right from the beginning of the project, improved their capacity in quite a number of interventions geared towards reducing child labor, some of which include VSLA support, monitoring of activities, supporting farmer field schools, and child labor inspection and reporting. We also set up child labor committees. These are just subsections of child protection committees which are community-based, with members from within the community who are knowledgeable on child labor.
This project, as it came to this sub-county, it was only for a period of 5 months. We had a good working relationship, both with the community and the leadership of the sub-county and up to the district. For me, I would say they did a commendable job.